Welcome to another episode of Under the Radar here at Workhorse Wrestling Network. It is myself and CM. We are having a we are sad today because we have no more AEW Dark Elevation to talk about on this show. And MLW is on another hiatus. These fuckers are giving us they gave us 5 episodes or 6 episodes in like March on YouTube, MLW Fusion. Then they announced they were switching to Reels. They did like 6 weeks on Reels. Now they're going to stop. That season's over. Now they're going back to Fusion on YouTube starting May 28th for like 4 or 5 weeks. Then that will end, and then they'll go back to the whole fucking thing is stupid. So, needless to say, there wasn't an MLW episode this week, but there was MLW news just real quick. They just started or signed a contract with Fight, and they will now be doing live pay-per-views on Fight, and their first one is Never Say Never on July 8th. So, probably because I watch MLW, I'll probably try to do a watch along on here for that. I don't know if anyone else wants to join. I'll talk to the rest of everybody. But yeah, that's all the news from MLW this week. So
they sound like Netflix. Here's your 6 episodes. Come back. We might have more. Maybe not.
Right?
Again, you see.
So what which one do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about Impact or Ring of Honor TV? Those are the only two we got to talk about this week. Other than BT.
Let's do Ring of Honor.
Okay, that was really the only worthy show to talk about, honestly. Huh? I mean, I thought Impact was okay. I thought Ring of Honor was better, and it for me, it has been better regularly. I think Impact's a little slow at the moment. Just my personal opinion. The stuff with Trinity is great. I love that stuff. But a lot of the other stuff, I just don't. Let's see. What do we have first? We had Mark Briscoe and Shane Taylor. And what was it?
Okay, so here's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the whole show.
Okay.
I honestly think that with ROH, I'm starting to see why everybody is saying 2 hours is too much. I worry that we are going to burn out of a lot of really, really good matches before anything. Because
meaning that they're going to do too many too quick?
Yeah.
Or that we're going to get tired of seeing too many good matches?
Both. Because eventually, once you hit a plateau, so that, like when you work out, and oh my God, you feeling good, you feeling motivated, you start losing weight, all that good stuff. Then it starts to decrease, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna still go, but then you hit the plateau where you have to do something to keep going, or you'll go down. My concern is that we are quickly reaching that plateau, and they're not going to do something, and it's going to go down.
Yeah.
But let's see. For me, I would have just kept Shane Taylor and Mark Briscoe, Samoa Joe, Blake Christian, because Minerva and Sky Blue, and Tony Deppen and Cal Fletcher, just because they're interesting.
Yeah, so the only difference I have I had the Blackpool Combat Club versus Rhett Titus and Tracy Williams. But I'm a big fan of Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus. Both of those guys were catch point guys and Evolve, and I'm big fans of both of those guys, so I was happy to see them guys get a chance. But yeah, I mean, the best match on the show was Samoa Joe versus Blake Christian for me. I mean, that was my match of the night from that show. And then, obviously Athena versus whatchamacallit was really good. Sky Blue was a very good match, and always happy to see.
Hold on, before we go away. This Sky Blue has grown so much in the past, year, even
no
6
doubt.
months. I did not expect her to grow this much.
I agree. A couple months ago, 6 months ago, we were like, who is this? And it was like, yeah, she's not. And now it's like, damn, yeah, she actually, and she pushed Athena and looked good doing it. I mean, it was a really solid match. She had a lot of good offense. There were a couple times, even though I knew she wasn't going to win, there were a couple close calls where I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, I would, I don't necessarily want to see her win because there's other women in Ring of Honor that I'd rather see, but I wouldn't be upset with it either for a little while.
I kind of want Willow to go heel on Sky Blue.
Yeah, yeah, that would be
Just
fun.
because currently, I could see Willow being a heel. I really could.
Mm,
Because she's so good as a face. I think she'd be excellent as a heel. Sky Blue is where Willow was like a year ago. I can't see her as like a baddie. No, don't do that.
yeah, I'm torn because like I like Sky Blue, but I'm not sure that. And I mean, I like Willow. Let me rephrase that. I meant to say I like Willow. I think Willow's in that Bailey heel zone right now, where she's so, or Bailey face zone, where she's such a good face and so over and so that I do worry a little bit about her going heel because I don't think it's gone well for Bailey, and obviously they're two totally different people. Maybe one doesn't have any impact on it, but I just in my mind there seems to be a potential analogy. I just don't want to see her be a bad
It
heel.
went well for Bailey. It's the booking that has messed up for Bailey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's all subjective, right? In my opinion, I haven't really liked her at all, even minus the booking. I just
So
don't get
you
the
didn't
Bailey
like the
heel
ding dong
feel.
hello.
I
You
just,
didn't like
I
that.
just think she's so much more relatable as a face.
You didn't like go, 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 ding dong. You didn't like that?
Not really.
You're a hater. You're a giant hater. That's your problem right there. You're a hater. And you can stay over there in your little hateration zone because we don't need this in this dance survey. Okay?
Okay, but before we switch from Ring of Honor, I do got one question to ask you. As the resident, you and Anika, as the resident Stu Grayson lovers, what is going on with your boy?
I don't think Tony Khan knows how to book them.
You think he's leaving Dark Order?
I think
Because that's what it seems like right now. He was outside the ring when they were in the ring celebrating. There were a couple moments during this match where they seemed to be hitting at that.
I don't know if he fits in the Dark Order. My thing is, are they going to put him with another group? And if they don't put him with another group, where are they going to put him? I think he would do well on ROH because he really is a talented wrestler
Yeah.
and he can talk. Separating him from Dark Order might be what he needs. Like, look at Allen Angels.
Yeah.
Look at 10. People can talk all they want to about 10, but Preston Vance has done very well. He's gotten more comfortable with his in-ring style. Being with Roosh and being with Draglistico has been really good for him because, they don't speak a lot of English. He doesn't speak that well at all. Put them together and you got magic. And then you have like Jose, the assistant, who can speak for them. Now, if and when Andrade comes back, I don't know if it's gonna work. But going back to Stu, I think maybe putting him on ROH or maybe like an Impact or something where he can kind of branch out from the Dark Order. So when he leaves, it's not so much.
I agree.
I
I
don't,
think Stu's really good. I think he could have a very good singles run. I wouldn't mind that at all, especially in
the,
ROH.
the only one I would want him to feud with from Dark Order is Silver.
Yeah,
No,
that would be awesome.
yeah, Silver. It's just Silver. Like Reynolds would be good too. The Johnny Hungy stuff. Yeah. If Five had stayed, Stu and Five versus everybody would have been chaotic madness that would have been
I don't even necessarily have to have Stu feud with them. They could just leave on whatever. I mean, they could just separate. I mean, if they want to do that, that's fine. I'm not opposed to that if it's done well and it's booked okay. But I don't necessarily have to have that. I mean, he could just whatever, and then he goes on and does his own thing.
oh, yeah. But that was ROH. This was a good week to watch it.
It was.
The matches that we called out would be the ones to watch the most, while the rest of the card was okay to enjoyable. The ones that we named were the ones to really watch. There was a lot of interest. There's also a lot of like kind of youth being groomed for future positions, and that's what I love to see in wrestling.
Yeah.
But we are going to talk about my new favorite show, Impact, because it has Trinity. Even though there was not enough of her on this show, Impact, I need you to fix that. Give me my Trinity. I am here for the Trinity. Like I'm here for the rest of everybody else too, but mainly for the Trinity.
Maybe mainly for the Trinity. Yeah, I mean they've got to realize that she is got. I mean, she's got the most star power right now in the women's division, and the most eyes on her. They got to put her front and center. I mean, they have a lot of good. They got a lot of really great women's wrestlers, but she's got the most star power at the moment, and I think they need to just put her front and center and put her on TV way more often. We'll see.
I think it's because of that taping, and they didn't want the audience to tire out of her.
Yeah,
That's the other problem I kind of foresee with Impact. You know, like maybe how they're gonna cycle people in. But I think as they're cycling people in and out with storylines, what I would like to see from them, especially for like people like Trinity, and to a certain extent, like Savannah Evans, Giselle Shaw, um, shit, um, Tasha Steeles. I would want to see them in other promotions, working with other women to develop different skills that they may need. So when they come back, they have even more in their repertoire because I want that excitement.
yeah,
And I know Taylor Wilde and Kylan King, The Decay, well, Jessica and Havoc, like a lot of them are involved in the mesh in like stuff right now. So give me something with the ladies who aren't in the title picture right now. So when you're cycling through, it's some new fresh stuff every time.
yeah.
But let's see, did Impact has some decent matches.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anything I thought that really moved the needle for me too much. I mean, Masha versus Killer Kelly was okay. We had a Nick Aldis sighting back in.
I'm
Uh,
mad.
you're mad at Masha and Killer Kelly or Nick Aldis?
I blinked and I missed the end of the match.
Masha and Killer Kelly? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, I mean it was a good match. I mean, the two solid women's wrestlers. I mean, I'm happy to see them anytime. So that was a good match. Probably the best match of the night, honestly. It's nice to see all this back. I like Sheldon Jean. He's lost a couple times. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with him. I don't know if he's just going to be a jobber that loses to people, but I think he looks like he should have a bigger future than that. I mean, I'm not really familiar with him, but he looks like he should be doing more.
I
But all
think
this,
he will, but I don't think he should have been in the Aldis King
yeah,
feud.
yeah.
Like
Uh,
it makes sense to have him in that feud, but yeah, you know,
Macklin versus Rhino for the world championship was okay. I'm not a big Rhino fan, so
you knew what that was gonna be, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell Steve Macklin this. You shocked and surprised that PCO hopped out the ambulance. I'm shocked and surprised that you shocked and surprised that PCO, who had not been seen at all, just appeared out of ambulance. Bruh, PCO is going to be Ric Flair's last match, and he's going to make sure that that is Ric Flair's last match. Don't
the
be
two
Ric Flair.
the two of them are gonna die in the ring.
PCO will get wrecked. Like the angel of death will come down and be like, no, and bring him back to life, and he'll get up and wrestle.
Yeah, I'm not a PCO fan, but PCO was definitely involved in this match or after this match, as Macklin and PCO have the ongoing feud, and that's going to be the match at whatchamacallit, the pay per view coming up at the end of the month. Who's Under Siege?
I'll be
Uh,
real. Dirty Dago
right?
and Bill Henry work together, and
I know.
I, I really want Tyler to come there and be in there, make a faction.
No, that was the funnest part of the episode, the Dirty Dango and Joe Henry stuff. Joe
Like
Henry stuff.
Dirty, like he, Tyler Breeze would be like the innocent baby amongst them, and be like, guys, what are we doing? And
Right?
we're going to a party, special party, and Daddy Singers, they're like, yeah, Daddy, going to Vegas. Like, I would want to see that good, wholesome fun. Okay. I don't know if I can give match of the night to necessarily Masha.
Kelly.
Kelly.
What do you
Because
think of it? Knockout championship?
tag team championships.
Yeah, the knockouts women's tag team
I'm
championship.
gonna be real with you. There were several times I really thought Deanna and Jordan were gonna win. And I was like, well, if Deanna and Jordan win, then that kind of makes sense because then Jordan has to team with Deanna, and she can't take that belt. Like, what's
Right.
she gonna do? Because if she makes her lose the belt, then they're both down to one belt piece. But like, what happens then? Like, do you lose your belt because your partner feels the type of way? Like, what are we gonna do? I like that. I really do.
Yeah, I'm usually not a huge fan of putting, kind of rivals together in these Frankenstein type, you know, tag teams, but this works. These two work together well. Jordan Grace and Deanna Peraza, and this match was great. I mean, I'm not necessarily upset that they didn't win, but I would have been happy if they did too. I mean, and I like your idea for if they did win, how it could play out. Um,
Like,
the match was
both
incredible, though. I mean, the four women can all wrestle. I mean, it was an amazing match. So
both both teams did a really great job, make you believe at any point in time.
yeah, yep, that they could win or lose for sure. Yep, and that was the end of it. I mean, that was the end of the show. Basically, well, you had Trinity come out at the end. Um,
She came out to save
Jordan
Jordan
Grace.
because Deanna disappeared
Yeah.
after she got hit with a move from the Coven, which is
Yes. Yes.
interesting.
Yep.
I am just speculating that the Coven is going to cost Jordan Grace because Deanna Peraza has been working with the Coven. That is my belief. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not 100% certain.
That wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't surprise me to see Deanna either join the Coven or at least be associated with them to fuck with Jordan Grace and Trinity.
And she
So.
does very well in factions. So
So it was an okay episode. I mean, we don't normally rate these, but it's easier. The easiest way I can try to do this is out of five. I would say this is a three or so. I mean, you don't
I,
have to go back and see it if you haven't watched it, but
I would actually go back and watch it. Not for every match, but I believe those women's matches are going to play a large part going forward in the women's division
yeah,
because you can definitely tell they're rebuilding and rebranding their women's division, and I
no
love
doubt.
to see it.
Yeah, which I'm all here for.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
so that brings us to BTE.
the elite, the elite. Okay, so the past few weeks they've been kind of doing like little silly stuff. Last week, because we didn't do under the radar because I kept BSing last week. My bad. It was a rough week, guys. Mercury has been a retrograde and it's whipping my ass. Low key. Um, last I shouldn't laugh, but go back to watch BTE and watch the ending when they're talking to Kitty about what AEW is doing versus the elite, well, versus the bloodline, because it starts off last week with Matt Jackson talking to the Takesha about the whole background to what they're doing, and Takesha's like, oh, but there's another story I like better, and it is the bloodline story. And Takesha makes it known he is talking about the bloodline. Kenny Omega last week says, "Well, I believe what they're saying more than what we're saying." So yeah, the confirmation that everybody watches everybody's show. So this week's episode, did you get a chance to watch this week's episode?
I did not. I did not.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you like this, and I should go back and watch it because it's low key funny.
I will go back and watch it. I enjoy watching it. I just didn't get a chance to yet.
So highlights include Matt Jackson thinking that Kenny Omega knows what they did in regards to costing him the belt by not holding Hangman's leg, because the Dark Order have said if you don't tell him, we will. Matt thinks that's what they told him. Alex Reynolds is an asshole, and so is John Silver because they told Kenny Omega that Matt ate the last piece of peanut butter cheesecake. That was his big secret. So Matt's freaking out. He's like, oh, he knows, he's gonna kill you. I'm gonna beat you up. You're gonna get this knuckle sandwich. Whole time, Kenny is completely tripping over peanut butter cheesecake. And Matt's over here having like a whole crisis because he's thinking of something else. So that's like the big thing. We also have Brandon Cutler and oversleeping in the hotel room to the point the Young Bucks have to go back into the hotel, has someone call his room, and he comes out like so ashamed. He's just like, "Okay, hasn't happened in a while." So yeah, so we have that moment. Personal favorite moment might have to be Ryan Nimitz announcing they're gonna do a show for Hunkamania. I think it's at the end of the month. He was all excited, and the person filming was like, "Yeah, that's cool. So is your brother gonna be there?" And he's like, "Yeah, like it's me and my brother. We're both gonna be there. We're gonna be doing jokes. Max Caster's gonna be doing a rap like session. Da da da." And the guy's like, "Yeah, yeah, it's really really cool. So your brother, your more famous brother, is gonna be there." And like you see, like because they're shooting on like a cell phone, and the way that it's done, you can tell he's doing the hip swivel, and he's Ryan is just like, okay, guys, like you can just stop doing. Are you pretending to be my brother? Like, stop. And he's like, yes, for me and my brother. He was like, can you please just like stop? Like, I said my brother's gonna be here, and the guy was like, well, I just want to make sure I can take a picture with your brother because that's all I'm really here for. And it's just like, damn,
That's fucked up.
that is so fucked up. Nobody. So again, they continue to pile on to Nick Damage. Um, those were like the three main things that happened in being the elite this week. It was funny, but it also felt like it was kind of a filler. But I guess it's because Brandon Cutler had dropped those two music videos back to back, and I loved the elite anthem, and I loved like his bullying, his anti-bullying song. Like if you have not, like for real, if you have not watched Brandon Cutler's music videos for the songs that he did, those are very good. Like I like them. They just make you feel happy. Yeah. No, like the elite anthem was like hilarious because it's like, bro, you rapping and this is awkward as shit. Really more awkward than Max Caster. But then you have like stand tall, be strong, and it's just like you're gonna get your ass kicked, but I'm gonna root for you because of this. But interesting to note, if you go back and watch Being the Elite, you see a piece of the promo that Kenny and Don Callis cut last week. And if you look at Don Callis and then you think about his actions this week, things start to line up.
Oh,
But
little Easter eggs.
Being the Elite has made things line up, and if you go back and watch them, you see. So watch Being the Elite, another good season. So, but that is all that we have for Under
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Radar, where we watch some lesser known things. Right now, it is BT, Impact Wrestling, MLW, Never Bets On, and ROH. So come watch with us. You know, come. We watch it so you don't have to, but we tell you things that you should watch. Ooh, look at us. Saving time. We're telling you. All right. We are live Tuesdays at 10:30 for the cookout. We are also live on Fridays, starting at 8 p.m. for Friday Night Fights. Typically at 8 p.m. have WWE Friday Night SmackDown, and then at 10 p.m. we have AEW Rampage. But because Rampage is not on this week on Friday, it's on Saturday this week. We'll be doing it on Saturday. Wednesday, hashtag come for the wrestling, stay chaos, aka all for night. It is getting less chaotic. It's still better than the booking decisions in WWE. But that is a review from Sammy and ALW about WWE, Monday Night Raw, and NXT. I don't watch either one of those. I watch that show because it's more interesting. We have added a new workhorse, and you will be seeing her a lot more, especially for Battle of the Super Juniors. Thank you, Dolores, for joining us. Greatly appreciate you. If you are interested in potentially becoming a workhorse, make sure that you comment, like, subscribe here. Make sure you're in our Facebook. You're like talking to us on Twitter. We are always on the lookout for folks who want to join a wonderful team. I'm going to tell you, not paid, because you know. But we are a wrestling family. We do get ratchet sometimes, but we love each other a lot. Also, plug for the cookout from this week. I could not choose a winner. Sammy ended up being the winner because I had some trivia questions left over that I could ask him, and he ended up being the one to answer correctly. I did not think that was going to happen. Please go back and watch that episode and tell me who you all thought should win because each roster had so many matches I want to see. Like listening to some of those rosters, y'all are gonna want to see those matches too. So, who do you think should win? And or whose roster was missing the most? We are here. We are awesome. We are Workhorse Wrestling Network. We will see you next.